Hello and welcome to Motors for the Masses, and I'm here at the NEC at Motorcycle Live 2025, and I've come straight into Hall 2 and we've got MotoGB first. So let's roll the intro and get cracking. So first off, here's the QJMotor SRV600V. Now, as you know, I rode this at the launch event. Cracking bike, V4 engine, absolutely fantastic. A waste of an engine on just one bike, but we'll see if QJ can come up with something else in the future. Great bike that is, love that. Then the SVT R650, one of my favourites that was. Not that one per se, because that's the standard road one, but the X with the spoked wheels in that colour scheme as well. I like that. A nice bike that is. And then that moves us on to the SRT. This is the 900X, another favourite of mine. I really do like that one. Great looking, great feeling bike. As you know, QJMotor have been here for quite a while as Benelli and Keeway, but they're here in their own capacity now. And then on to the SRT 900 non-X version, for those that want a road touring bike rather than a dual sport. Excellent prices. This one at 7,499 for the 900S. And then 7,699 for the 900SX. Absolutely amazing prices. The best one is the 600, I'll show you that in a second. The 650, 5,999 plus on the road for the 650X. And then 5,699 for the standard road going 650. The SRV being 5,699. 125 for those that want a Harley looking 125, 3,199 plus on the road costs. But what a great looking bike. Then the SRK 125, which is basically a Benelli, 2,499. And then 2,299 for the TRX 125, which is basically a BN 125 from Benelli. But the absolute bargain, and the one that people seem to like the most, SRT 600, 4,699. Absolutely amazing bike. Rides very nicely. Low seat height. Great looking thing that is. Onto the scooters, the 50 for 1,699 and the 125 for 1,799 over the back there. But this one, another favourite of mine, the SRK 900, just 6,699. I mean, look at that, that is superb, isn't it? What I like about this is those triple lights, got that sort of Mustang meets Peugeot look going on at the back there. Great looking. Great riding as well. I do like the feel of that, but this one, the SRK 800R, 6,999. Look at that, look at those Ducati-esque fins on the front. Looking absolutely superb. It sounded pretty decent. It's okay, you know, obviously bearing in mind it's been hit by the Euro 5 Plus bug. But awesome looking bike, especially in that red. Although personally, like I said before on the previous video that I did on these, this I don't think works for me. That should have been in matte black, considering the wheels are in matte black, the front bit's in matte black, the side casing's in matte black, the frame's in matte black, exhaust cover, swing arm, the dash and all the bits around there, the seat and the rear bit, all in matte black, even the wheels in matte black. And then they put this in shiny black, which I think does not work. That should have been in matte black as well, I feel. Other than that, great bike, especially considering, 70 kilowatts. That's a decent amount of power. That's 95 brake horsepower, 70 kilowatts, and 7 grand. And then this is the 800, another great looking bike. SRK 800. Never got to ride that one, but we got to look at it before. That one is fantastic looking. 6699, I believe. Oh, here it is. Yeah, 6699. There we go. And then the 921 for just 8999. Look at that. 122, I believe, horsepower. Absolutely brilliant in the, it's not really an MV Agusta colour scheme. However, this one is the colour scheme for me. That is just phenomenal. In that pearl white with the shiny red. Just 8999. Absolutely beautiful looking bike. Love that. And then of course the 125. Just 2999. Something to give Yamaha a run for their money. And of course the likes of Lex Moto with the LXR. .75 brake horsepower, which is the maximum you can get for a 125 in the UK. I think that will sell very, very well. And then as we move on, Moto 73, of course, is part of MotoGB. Here we've got the Voge DX800X Rally with all the stuff stuck on it. Love all that stuff. Scorpion exhaust, all the Oxford gear that straps to it very nicely. Great. I did a review on that a little while ago against the DS900X, and that 800 is a brilliant bike, especially for 6999. Absolute bargain and a fantastic bike. 300 Rally, which I had for about 5 or 6 months. Rode that around quite a lot. Absolutely fantastic off-road bike. Very much enjoyed that. Patrick did as well, apart from being a passenger. Not very good as a passenger. But that, just 3799 for a 300 Rally. 28 horsepower. And then the Black Knight, 94 horsepower. Brilliant bike, I really do like that Rally. And this is the yellow colour scheme, which I think works very, very nicely, yellow and black. Great colour scheme, that. Especially because it's got a 24 litre fuel tank as well on those. This one, the 625, another bike I rode recently. Loved that. A great mid-range sort of commuter street sports bike. I'll tell you, Voge are really coming through with some fantastic machines. And the R125, been out a while now. Again, very similar to the Keeway RKF, that one. And the DS900X, which I also like. Not as much as the 800, I'll be honest, but again, when you're paying 8,499 for a bike, well, plus on the road, so 8,700 for a 900cc adventure bike, that's not a lot of money. 65X, 6 grand. Been out a while now, but again, still selling well. And the 525X, which is obviously a bit obsolete now. I think now the 625 is here, but still a nice bike. Chinchilla 500, so we're on to BD Moto or Benda now. Chinchilla, which I rode at the launch as well. Like that. This one turns really nicely, much nicer, I think, than the Bobber or Napoleon BOB. That's a lovely cruiser to give Royal Enfield a run for their money. And the Napoleon BOB here, the 500, 5499, which is £300 more than the Chinchilla. A bit more of a turning circle required, but look at it. I mean, it's just an amazing looking bike, isn't it? Really does look good. And it rides really nicely. as long as you account for the turning and the fact that it's got bar end mirrors facing down. However, this one with a massive 310 back tyre, I absolutely adored. I loved riding that. If you treat it for what it is, a massive cruiser that's just a bit bonkers, I think you'll love it, especially with that sort of Honda 650 derived engine that just makes it yelp rather than rumble. I think it's absolutely brilliant, and that considering it's only 9 grand. 9 grand for a 676cc or 700 with 77 horsepower, 17 litre fuel tank. Brilliant bike, absolutely brilliant. And then here we've got the Keeway 302, as you can see here, Keeway, but BD Moto on the tank, or Benda Moto. I personally still think, even though Benda, you know, it's only a certain demographic that really care about that name, but I think that's the demographic that is riding this bike. So perhaps BD Moto is the way to go. I don't know. If you can get over the name, it wouldn't bother me. I mean, I'd ride it with Benda written on it. It doesn't bother me at all. I just think, and I'm of that era, just think it looks amazing. I can't get over that. I want one. And Keeway with their V-Cruise and their V125, which is basically QJ. Well priced as well, 3,499 for the RKV and 4,299 for the V-Cruise. We've got some scooters as well. The Voge SR16, did a review on that at Moonrakers, 2,799. A great bike to give Honda a run for their money. And the SR1 ADV 125, nice looking bike. It's got a front camera on that one, but that's not bad at all, is it? It's like not an off-roady type bike. It's like, remember, it's like the modern larger version of the Sim Crocs. And the SR0. Or the SR1. Okay, why is it called the SR1? Well, it's got SR0. Oh no, SR1. I thought that was the black in there. That made it look like a 0. But it's not. SR1, look. 2,799. Another bike, the Benelli TRK702. I've done a couple of reviews on that now. Really low seat height. Look at it, look. In comparison to its competitors, that's a very good selling point for that. And then, of course, the X, which is only 6,799. Again, 69 horsepower. Lovely bike. Doesn't really matter what you choose, does it? They're all coming up with these really well-priced adventure bikes. And let's be honest, adventure bikes are the favourite of the day. And the 752, which I still, to this date, have never ridden. Weird that, isn't it? Never ridden that. And I liked that when it first came out. 702S, 6 grand. The Leoncino 800, which I rode at the ABR festival a few years ago now. Still going. And the Trail, which I think looks fantastic, especially with that twin exhaust at the side there. 6 grand for that. Again, for an 800, 6 grand, that's not a lot of money. And 5,799 for the non-Trail version. TRK 502 and the 502X. Again, I think a little bit underpowered, 47 horsepower for the weight of the bike. Weight is 213 kilos. But a 4,899 for the 502X. But I prefer the 7. I think the 702 is fantastic. And this is the Morbidelli T1002VX, another bike that I've done a review on, and I think that is a great bike. 88 horsepower, which doesn't sound huge for a 900cc, but it is a V-twin. So you've got that low down torque and the grunt, especially considering it weighs 265 kilos. It is not a light bike at all. That is the same sort of weight as my Triumph Explorer 1200 2013 model that I had. So it is a heavy bike, but when you're riding it, you don't really feel it. It's well balanced, it's well put together. But 8 grand as well, that's not a lot of money for a 1000cc V-twin adventure bike. And then on to the Keeway Fact 50. 2 grand. No, Fact 125. Oh, the Fact X 125. Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad, is it? 2 grand for that. Funky little thing. And the XDV Evo Pro 2999. So it's a 12 horsepower Keeway scooter. I think that looks great. And then the old favourite, the Keeway Superlight, that's been going since, what, 2008, I want to say? Maybe 2013, did it first come out? Whatever it is, they tried to get rid of it and replace it with the K-Light. This was just too popular, so they just kept it going. Superlight SE, 125, 2449. They've been about the same sort of price for a long time now. And then on to the big version of the cruiser from Morbidelli. This one, the C1002V, which I reviewed a long time ago now. It's got to be over a year ago now. Also one with a massive back tyre. Not as big as the LFC, but still a huge back tyre. Another 1002V there. Or the T1002. And that takes us over to Hero. As you know, I went to the Hero launch a couple of weeks ago at Alton Park with the Hunk 440, and there it is, the Hunk 440. A nice bike for only 3.5 grand. That I think is going to sell well. And there it is. I like that grey. I rode, this is the grey one, is the one I rode. Like that colour scheme. And that, great bike. And of course, as I was saying, they've got the new version coming out soon. Hasn't hit the UK yet, but it is coming out soon. Oh, look, the X Pulse 200, which is also what I was talking about in my previous video. Doesn't seem to be here. It's just coming soon. And there's a space for it. But it isn't here. Interesting. Coming soon, just not today, clearly. And then on to MGB. So MotoGB have a massive presence here, really huge. MGB, they've really upped their game. When they first came out, they were some shocking looking bikes, but they've really upped their game now, and they've got some great quality machines, look. And the price is fantastic, 2.5 grand for that SST 125. That's not a lot of money at all. And the Cruise 50, just 1899. Which comes onto this, the Jet X from Sim, 2.5 grand. I rate that as one of the best liquid cooled scooters. Certainly as good as the Honda PCX. Fantastic bike that. Rode that a long time ago now, still going. And the Sim Orbit 3, so this is all the Sim range. Oh, I like that colour scheme. Like the chameleon greeny purpley colour. 2 grand now for that. That's not a lot. And this, oh, like a nice pearl colour. Oh, look at that, look. Nice pearl. Well, can you see like a pattern in there? That's like a weird, oh. If you're here, rub your finger over that. I don't know if that's a feature or if that's something that is not supposed to be there. I don't know, but that feels like a, as you can see, that is a pattern, like a snakeskin pattern in the pearl paintwork there, and you can feel it as well. Again, I don't know if that's supposed to be there. The MMBCU, what a weird name. It's 2999. 12 horsepower scooter, MMBCU. Unusual naming that. Yeah, funky looking thing. And the Jet 4 RX, which has been around a while now. And the X300 GT for 5 grand from Lambretta. I shall get out on that soon. They don't have a demo at Moonrakers, which is why I couldn't ride it when it was there. They only just had them turn up. But yeah, that's not a bad looking bike, as long as you don't look at it as a replacement for the Lambretta style. The 350, I think, has the more Lambretta style looks. So if you look at that, the X300, and then this is the V125 Special, which has more of a original Lambretta look, especially with all the stuff on it, the racks and whatnot. Definitely got that sort of Lambretta feel to it, or modern take on it, as is this one, the G350. I think they've carried that on there. So they are covered in their retro looking bikes. That's 5699 for that Lambretta. And then they've got the X300 for those that want something modern but still the Lambretta name. So it works. It works. G350 and the X300 in these fantastic Casa Performance colours. That looks brilliant. Sign bike there, that's 5999. Apparently they're sold out. More coming in 2026. Great colour scheme on that though. And that is MotoGB. So that is MotoGB stand done, and I've been talking for far too long because now it's open and everybody else is in. So let's head over to the Triumph stand. So first off, we've got the Scrambler 900, £10,395. And instantly, the first bike we look at is more expensive than every single bike on the MotoGB stand. That's something that I put in my YouTube short a little while ago, and that is that there's not a single bike on the MotoGB stand that's over £10,000. That's a pretty good boast, I think. But there we go, the Scrambler 900, great looking bike. Look at the exhaust on that, looks fantastic. Love the look of that. However, I also like the look of this, the 400 XC, 6.5 grand, fantastic looking thing. Love that yellow as well. It's got all the extras on that with the grille and the little hood cover. But yeah. And this is the 400X that I did a review on a long time ago now. $5,845, and then the Scrambler 1200, the bigger version of the 9, obviously. But yeah, nice looking. And this is the XE version, which I prefer. It's got more of that off-road Scrambler look to it. Just under 14 grand. But it looks phenomenal. Nice 1200cc engine. I'm personally not a fan of the little bits on the side there and that front bit. I mean, I get it does its job. It's a bit cheaper though. 1200X is only 11,895. I say only. And then the Bonneville Bobber, been a favourite for a while now. But I like that. That looks good, and it's a Triumph, so yes. But I don't think it looks as good as the BD Moto or the Benda Napoleon BOB. I mean, that is, you know, just under 13.8, and it does look phenomenal, and it is a Triumph, but I don't think it beats the looks of the Benda. Now you can laugh in the comments if you like and go, Mark prefers a Benda, and yes, I actually do on this occasion. Speedmaster Bonneville. Come on, Triumph, you haven't cleaned your bike, look. It's covered in fingerprints from yesterday by the looks of it. Bonneville T1000, fantastic looking thing. Got a very classic look, a fan favourite for £9,700. And then over here we've got the Speed Twin. Right. 900 Speed Twin, £9,400. Nice silver colour. Nice twin exhaust. And then we've got the Speed Triple 1200 RX. The much nicer, much more expensive, much better version of my Speed Triple 955i, which is ancient now, being from 2004. But yeah, great looking bike that. And then the Rocket 3R, look at the state of that, look. £23,700 on the road. That is huge. However, look at the state of that, look, where people have been catching these panniers with their boots and stuff. Really has ripped the hell out of them. Oh yeah, that's really taken a chunk out of that sort of rubberized cover. But 2.5 litre, 317 kilos. 180 horsepower, absolute demon on the road, I should imagine. Never ridden one. Like the name, the Rocket 3R Storm. And then the Trident 800. This is the new one, the bigger brother to the Trident 660. I like that. That does look good. Aquaprovi exhaust. Love the wheels. But yes, the new Trident 800. Beautiful. So as we move our way through, we reach the adventure section. And the Tiger Sport 800. $10,995. Quite a low seat height by the looks of that. And the Tiger Sport. Nice looking bike. And I think Triumph have enough bikes though not to worry about doing a Tiger as a sport bike. Sort of a sports tourer. Then the Tiger GT 900. And the 1200 Tiger Red Bull version. I like that with that Red Bull livery. I'd want that livery on mine. That looks phenomenal. I wonder if you can get that. Probably not because it's sponsored. But that looks brilliant. Those Red Bull graphics, I'd want that with the Red Bull graphics all over it. I think that looks fantastic. Well, as you know, my various bikes, I do like the Red Bull livery. I think it works well. And that looks brilliant. I'd want that. Unfortunately, we, the general public, get stuck with the likes of these colours. Grey and yellow seems to be a favourite for a lot of companies now. The 1200 Desert Edition, but that does look good. They are 17,995. They're not cheap. 18 grand for the 1200 Triumph. Now, when you compare that to the likes of the Morbidelli, and I know, yes, people are going to say you can't compare a Triumph to a Morbidelli, but why not? Why not? 17 grand for the 1200 Alpine Edition. 14 grand for the 900 GT, or 14.4. So yeah, these are almost twice the price of the Morbidelli. And I know, as I say, yes, you're looking at a Morbidelli, but even the like the 900 QJ. 900 QJ was what, 7-8 grand, and then you've got 15 grand nearly for the Triumph.